Oh, I didn't see you there. Let's have a conversation, guys. Let's talk a little bit about safety, because as you guys saw in the last video, it's quite important to have proper safety gear and be cautious and aware of what's going on at the racetrack. So everyone knows, bad wreck last weekend, Wilkesboro Dragway, 828 no prep, Sammy, Cornbread, T-Cam Performance, the purple car, side bitch, was in a very bad wreck. A lot of controversy going on Facebook. It's a very hot topic. The drag racing community, the motorsports community is a very reactive group of people. And I mean, we're making this video. Logan's been telling me to make a safety video for the past 2 weeks. And I've just been kind of like, oh, I'll get to it. And now here we are, we're reacting to what just happened and we're making the safety video. So I'm guilty of it. A lot of people are guilty of it. We're very reactive. We're not proactive like we need to be. I try to stay proactive, try to stay on top of all my safety gear. Some people see it in the videos, other people look right by it. But I think it's very important because I like to invest in myself. I think it's very important to wear it. A lot of times people overlook it. They don't think it'll happen to them. And you're out there racing. Every time you go down track, you never know what can happen. So we'll start off talking about the driver first. What I feel is fit for, I mean, really anyone that's out there racing, what they should wear. We're a little bit higher up on the spectrum of performance, speed, horsepower. We're running a little more dangerous fuel. So I have some hopped up safety equipment. So we'll start off, I guess, with the first thing. I wear this anytime I race. Pretty much anytime I go down track, anytime in a race car. I wear all the SFI 20 stuff, which is like insert for running the car on methanol, because a lot of the cars we do have are on methanol. But you'll see, like when I hop in my nitrous car, if I'm taking my street car out there, which is on E85, I still wear this stuff. A lot of people are like, hey man, why don't you just have like a single layer suit and wear that when you're running like the nitrous car, because that's all it requires? Or why don't you use that when you are, running your street car, which is on E85? Well, my mindset is, first of all, this stuff's very high dollar and it's a good investment, but you're looking from $3,000 to $4,000, sometimes up to $6,000 just in safety equipment. It'd be a shame if I had this badass safety equipment sitting in the trailer because I was lazy or because I felt like it was uncomfortable and I put a single layer jacket on and you go out there and get burnt. Fire's fire. It doesn't matter what you're wearing, it's hot. So I wear an SFI 20 jacket and I wear all impact stuff. I think the impact stuff is very nice. It fits good. I've had this for a year and a half?
2 years now.
Not 2 years, but
right before you got the sheep.
Yeah, maybe 2 years. We're getting up there in 2 years. It's in really good shape. I have no issues with it. I'm kind of short, so the pants I wear, I roll them up at the bottom, and the zipper's blown out. Because one of my friends, he was a little bit bigger at the time, he wore my pants once, and he blew the zipper out. So you'll always see I always got like a white zipper showing, and my pants rolled up. That's how you can find me at the racetrack. But SFI 20 stuff, everyone's going to complain. They say, man, it's pretty cumbersome, it's heavy. This stuff isn't light, it's thick, but it's there to do a job. Honestly, I've gotten to the point now where I don't really feel comfortable in a car unless I'm wearing this. It's kind of like a safety blanket almost. So SFI 20 jacket and pants. This is about as bad to the bone as it gets. I think the only stuff that's like more badass than this is just like the straight up nitro stuff. I wear a impact helmet. This one doesn't have the meth cans on it. I got one right here. This one has the meth cans on there, so it's got like a little respirator breather. So I got all the Nomex stuff around it. It's got a hood on it. This one's a little bit better than this, but I do wear a head sock. So this one you don't have to wear a head sock. I prefer to wear a head sock because my big goofy ears, they get caught on the mic that I have in the headset in my helmet. So I put this on every time. You guys will see me in my nitrous car. All the pictures you see me, I'm wearing this. People are like, man, why are you wearing that in your car that goes like, I don't know, 120 miles an hour? Because fire really doesn't care how fast you're going. That's the truth. Again, I don't know what SFI these are. These 20. Are these 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, SFI 20 gloves. People say they're uncomfortable, can't get good lights. It's all bullshit. You got to adjust and be able to adapt to what you got going on. If you can't tell, I don't like fire. I don't like to mess around with fire. I try to stay prepared because, like I said, I'd hate to have stuff sitting in the trailer and not use it or not have it when you need it. I wear Hans device with their posts. So every time you'll see me, I'll put this on first. Slap this on here. A little bit uncomfortable without the jacket on. When you put your harnesses on, this will kind of hunker down and pull real tight on your shoulders. So if you do get into an accident, it limits your head movement forward. So there's a couple times where I've had it engage. If it, pulled dual shoots going like 170, 180, it hits pretty hard. You know, the helmet has some weight to it. I really feel like anytime you're wearing a helmet, you should have some sort of head and neck restraint on. Whether it's the Impact, what do they call that one? They have like the Simpson Hybrid.
We got the Simpson Hybrid. We got a couple of different ones.
The XL one that clips on. If you're wearing a helmet, the helmet's got added weight. You really should wear a some sort of neck restraint. I always wear this every time I get in a car that has a harness. So I think just about everything has a harness. I'm putting harnesses in Boomhauer right now, so I'll be able to wear this. I got S520 shoes, and then I wear boots on top of it. So if that doesn't explain to you guys how much I don't like fire, S520 shoes, you don't have to wear boots with them, but I feel a whole lot more comfortable wearing the boots on top of it. Again, it's a personal preference. It's a safety thing. I'm a little bit on the extreme spectrum of that. I would say a lot of times I see guys out there, helmet, t-shirt, and jeans. And honestly, most of the time the cars that they're running are way too fast. You should never get in a car wearing shorts, ever. You should always have fire pants on, have a fire jacket, be wearing gloves, have a head and neck restraint, and a helmet. That's like a bare minimum. You got to be covered head to toe. You really shouldn't be getting in any car, because here's the thing. Your car might be on gasoline, it might be slow as hell, but if you go out there, you lose control, you stick it in the wall, the other guy hits you, and you're trapped in the car and it's on fire, you're going to be like, damn, these Lees, you know, these Wrangler jeans aren't holding up to the task. And that's honestly, it's shitty, but that's what happens. So when stuff goes bad, it happens quick, and you got to be prepared. Another thing, pretty much all of our cars right now, they have a fire suppression system in there. If you guys just saw Cooper's video, his fire suppression system saved his car. Fire suppression system, that's a tongue twister. You need to have it. If he didn't have it, he would have got out fine. The car could have been burnt to the ground. So, especially some of these tracks that we run at, you know, I kind of try to keep my eye out and look around and see, you know, what the safety is, and if I'm going to get in trouble, you know, who's going to be coming after me. Some of them are a little bit subpar. You know, they're not where they need to be. So, you got to take that upon yourself. We keep a fire extinguisher in the smart car, and like at some of these tracks, worst case scenario, I know Ben or Logan or someone, they're going to be the first people down there, and they got a fire extinguisher. So, you got to keep that in mind. Every track I go to, I kind of look at the track, I see where it could be bad or not, and I try to be aware of my surroundings. And that kind of leads us into being aware of your surroundings is when you just go to the racetrack. As soon as you step on that property, you got to be aware. You got to have your eyes peeled. I see it all the time. People walking around the pits. They're walking on the return road. They're not paying attention. The guys that are out there racing, they're trying to do their job. They're trying to race. When we're going from the trailer to the start line, I'm trying to get there. Whether we're doing something in the car because we're running late or not, I really don't want to have to be like, hey, can you move out the way so I can get there? You guys need to be aware of your surroundings. You guys need to be aware if you're walking in the middle of the road, there's probably going to be someone coming behind you. And we're getting pushed by a smart car, which isn't making any noise. You're not going to hear me. I'm not controlling the smart car. So they can barely see in front of me. I don't think you guys understand. We're going to put a GoPro head mount on you or Ben next time you're driving the smart car, so everyone at home understands the challenge going from the pit, the trailer, to the start line at a packed event. I mean, it's brutal. And honestly,
I go like 15, Ben's like 60, Mach 1.
And I just tell them to lay on the horn and keep going. And that, unfortunately, that's something you have to deal with. But one thing that I will say, what happened this past weekend at the track, a big factor was it was a guardrail track. The guardrail stuff is very unsafe. Unfortunately, some of the races that we run at, they are at guardrail tracks. And the issue with the guardrail track is it folds over. It turns into a ramp. And you see it time and time again. The guardrail tracks, they're just unsafe. You need to stay inside the racing surface. Concrete wall, hit a wall, it's all right. Bounce off, you're still on the racing surface. As soon as you exit the racing surface, you go into the grass, you have the ability to hit spectators. You could hit, timing boards. Anything like that is extremely dangerous. So if you are spectating at a track and they have guardrails and you're standing, 660, if it's a quarter-mile track, you're standing at the big end. When stuff goes bad there, it happens fast and you don't have any time. And I'm not like pointing fingers. I mean, we get caught doing it. You want to see a pass, you're drawn in. It's, you're going. People are going around. It's good racing. You want to see it, but you also have to keep in the back of your mind that, like, hey, if something goes bad here, what's going to happen? One of the things that I am shocked with the most, and I'm going to call, I'm not going to name people out, but I'm going to call people out, and you guys are going to know exactly what we're talking about, is the amount of unsecured ballasts in cars at these no preps. We've been saying it from day one. just hanging big 45-pound weights on your parachute mount, which is not meant to have that weight. It's not braced. It's not supported. If someone gets into a wreck at the big end and they have 200 pounds on their parachute mount, that's coming off. And where's it going? In the crowd. And who's there? Just people watching, like you and me. We're just there watching. And what happens when you got a 100-mile-an-hour, 45-pound dumbbell or weight coming at you? It's going to go right through you. It's going to hit you. And you're going to be dead. It's simple as that. Or if not, it's going to mess you up bad. And, with this last event, there was a truck there that literally had probably 10, 25-pound weights and a ratchet strap run through it. I mean, dude, I think that's unacceptable. In the silver car, we have unsecured ballast, but it's pea gravel. It's a bag of pea gravel. If we get into a wreck, it's going to tear open and there's a little gravel going everywhere. That's not the end of the world. Is it the safest? Probably not. Is it going to be detrimental? Probably not. Would I recommend doing it? If you have to put weight in a car and that's the only way you could do it, get some tiny gravel. That's it. These guys that are hanging big-ass weights off the back of their car, it's pure negligence. There's no tech. None of these tracks we go to have tech. Tech's not really a thing anymore. So you got to take it upon yourself. When you go to these tracks, the track owner, the track staff, they're not really worried about your safety. They're not thinking about it. All they're thinking about is getting this race done so they can go home.
Cash in their pocket.
You can't blame them. I mean, they're there to do a job. But it gets overlooked all the time. So I'm talking to you people watching this. When you guys go out to an event, you guys need to be on top of your game. You don't find us standing down at the 660, at the 1320, much past the 330 just about ever. Every once in a while, we'll be filming from up there, but we're at a point where we are either up on a hill or back far enough where we feel like it's safe.
We're going to add a few extra things to the cars over the next few weeks. We're going to add some bracing around your feet area so they can't exit.
The NHRA made a rule. You got to have kind of like a window net, you could say. You see it a lot. Like Cletus has it where he's got window nets kind of down by his feet. We're going to put carbon in there, carbon sheets, so your feet aren't going to be able to exit. Got to put the window net up so your hands can't exit, and pretty much you stay enclosed in that driver containment area. When you start rolling like that, I mean, there ain't no telling what your arm's going to do. So I think that's very good. Like I said, we're going to make sure all of our safety stuff, our fire bottles are up to date, all of our belts are insert. The belt cert thing is kind of
every 2 years.
Every 2 years, you can send them back and get them resurged. We just stick a new set in there and stick them into the street car or something. But yeah, it's no joke. I mean, when stuff happens, it happens quick, and it's generally pretty bad. So that wreck with Sammy and the guys at TCAM was the gnarliest one I've ever seen. Super thankful that everyone's okay and in one piece. And I guess you live and learn. So again, we are a reactive group of people. We can learn from it, and we can try to make ourselves better. As far as tracks, if you're a track owner watching this, invest in some concrete. I mean, get your truck, get you some mold, start pouring walls, and make it safer for everyone, because no one wants to go to a track and get injured and not go home with their family. So I think that's going to wrap up the safety video here. If you guys have any questions, comment down below what you guys have in your vehicles for your safety equipment, what kind of fire suit you wear, what helmet, what neck restraint, or if you have any questions like, hey, I'm running, this time, what do you recommend? And I'll drop a link right to whether it's Summit Racing, where you can go and get some safety equipment, whether it's Impact. Just comment down below, and I'll tell you guys, what you think's important. So that's going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully everyone can learn something a little bit, and we can have a good year of racing and have everyone safe.
We're also going to go over a little highlight video from this past weekend with Sammy, Cornbread, and Kevin later this week.
Yeah, later this week we're going to go up there and talk to them about what's up with the car and the situation with it, and moving forward, and just kind of talk about the wreck. And you guys, it's very, very easy for everyone at home to sit and comment, oh, I wouldn't have done that. But when you're in the driver's seat, you got someone right next to you and you're racing, it's a whole lot different. So I don't think anyone has any room to say I could have done it any differently or done this or done that. It's racing, it's part of it. The pros wreck, people in their street cars at testing team night wreck, it's part of the sport. So it sucks, it's shitty, but they're a bunch of badass dudes, and I'm sure that won't be the last we'll see of them. So that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Everyone stay safe out there. Get your safety gear. Now's the time right before season really starts hitting hard. Make sure you're up to date and in spec, and safe is the biggest thing. So thank you guys for watching. Comment, subscribe. We're getting that giveaway rolling later this week for the Silver Mustang, and see you guys in tomorrow's upload.